Alright, hello guys. So for this assignment, we're going to go over just some basic anatomy of the heart. Kind of what the circulatory system as a whole, what it does in the lungs, what it does in the body, and then how the nervous system affects your heart rate. So I'm just drawing a kind of a crude drawing. Sorry, I'm not much of an artist. So we'll start with the biggest thing. This is a heart. Not an anatomically correct heart, but a geometric heart, but it'll still serve the same purpose. So, in your heart, you have 4 chambers. So, at the top, you've got 2 atriums. At the bottom, you've got 2 ventricles. The ventricles are bigger. So, let's start just with blood. So blood's always pumping throughout your body, through the circulatory system. It's, let's say, coming from your body. Your blood is going to come in, and I'm trying to do this backwards so it's right on there. So your blood is going to come from your body. Oh, and we're going to use blue for this non-oxygenated blood. So your blood's going to come from your body into this right atrium. All right. So from the right atrium, pumps down to the right ventricle. All right. We'll get into how it does all this pumping here in just a minute. So from the right ventricle, it's going to pump out to the lungs. All right, so this is all the non-oxygenated blood needing oxygen coming from the body through the heart, and then it pumps out to the lungs. So while it's in the lungs, that's when you're going to have the diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide, among other things. That's when your blood's going to get it where it's going to get its oxygen. Now that you got bronchioles, in your lung, kind of like little bubbles where the blood can get really close to the air and to suck that oxygen in and to suck that carbon dioxide out. So from the lungs, we're going to use red for this. This is the oxygenated blood. So from the lungs, you're going to come in just like this. All right, so you're going to come in to the left atrium. All right, coming from the lungs to the left atrium, it pumps down from the atrium into the left ventricle. All right, and from the left ventricle, that's where the blood pumps out, and it's kind of hard to see because these are kind of pumping out the top of the heart. I know this is showing it coming down and around, but it's actually coming through the top. So it's coming out of that right ventricle back into the body, and that's where it's going to have that fresh oxygenated blood to diffuse across the tissues. Also, in your blood as it pumps through the body, all the way from arteries to vessels to capillaries to veins, all those are different, kind of little different highways that the blood's going to pass through. They're all different sizes. But in here, all your tissue needs oxygen to survive. So that's why you're getting that fresh oxygenated blood to the body. And it's also going to pull things out that the body doesn't need anymore, if that makes sense. So it's kind of an exchange, just like you would have in the lungs. It's an exchange. Now those things may not all be coming all the way back through to the lungs. They may be going to the liver to be filtered, or they may be coming to the kidneys to be filtered out of the body. All right. So we're talking about all the pumping that the heart does. So just how does it do that pumping? Well, for the muscles to contract and to pump, it needs an electrical signal. It needs a stimulus to make those muscles contract. So That's when we get into the electrical system of the heart. So your body has a natural pacemaker. It's called the SA node. And it starts right up here. So people who have a pacemaker implanted say they have a problem with the electrical system in their heart, so they need that outside stimulus to make those muscles contract. So the SA node, it comes across here to the atriums. Both the atriums contract at the same time, and that's because of the SA node. So both those atriums are going to contract. So you think of just a regular heartbeat, you got the dum-dum, dum-dum, you know, the two different tones. So the SA node, it comes down along this internodal pathway to the AV node. And what the AV node is, it's like, say, it's like a 4-lane highway going to a 2-lane highway. All right, so it's going to slow down. Traffic's going to slow down. So that's what gives you the difference between the dum-dum, dum-dum. It's slowing down right here at the AV node. So AV node, so we're going smaller again. So we've gone from a 4-lane to a 2-lane. Now we're going to come down through the bundle of his, branches off, comes down to the Purkinje fibers, and that comes down to the apex of the heart. So the reason it comes down here to the apex of the heart is because, like I said before, the blood is actually coming out of the top of the heart. So you want that muscle to contract from the bottom, so it gets a good squeeze and it gets all the blood out of those ventricles, so it pumps, you know, to the body or to the lungs. So that's why it's coming all the way down to the bottom to what's called the apex of the heart, so it can contract very well, get all the blood out. So another thing that so one of the things that controls the heart is going to be your autonomic nervous system. And this is a picture of a brain. I know it's very crude, I'm not a good artist, so this is a picture of your brain. So with the nervous system, you're going to have your sympathetic nervous system. It's going to have epinephrine hormones, epinephrine and norepinephrine, and those are going to make your heart rate speed up. So we're going up faster, faster, faster. Now your parasympathetic nervous system is going to release acetylcholine. What that does is it wants the heart rate to slow down. We gotta go slower, slower, slower. So these two guys, let's say the S and S, I'm sorry, it's upside down, and the P and S, they're always at a constant struggle. All right. So there are things you can do to speed up and slow down your heart, you know, say caffeine, smoking, high blood pressure, stuff like that. That's going to speed up your heart. Now, the things slow down your heart. It's going to be, you know, when you're just resting, your heart rate slows down. And like on the other side of the hand, when you're exercising, your heart rate speeds up. Or let's say you're drinking alcohol, it's going to slow down your heart rate. Doing morphine drugs is going to slow down your heart rate. So that's kind of just how the nervous system controls the heart here. So we covered the anatomy of the heart, the electrical system, the body, the lungs, how the nervous system controls. I think that's it for just a basic, you know, how it's controlled, how it pumps, that type of stuff. Just a basic crude anatomy. I think that is it. So it's kind of hard to do. Kind of hard without feedback, without any questions and answers. So I guess if you have any questions, post them. I'll answer what I can. But that is it. Thank you.